What is up, guys? Welcome on back to another mock draft. And God, the more I look at this draft, the more I don't like it. But anyway, again, this is gonna be another draft where I do the mocking from the point of view that I'm sitting in the chair for that specific team. I'm not trying to guess what the teams are gonna do. I'm sorry, I'm kind of putting something down. But I'm trying to. I'm just doing this as if I was the GM for that specific team. I'm not going to do any trades, but I'm probably going to mention where I would trade and where I wouldn't trade, and a lot of it's going to be right off the bat. If you've watched any of these in the past, I am not a big fan of the quarterbacks at the top. One of them I think might be good, the other one, but anyway, let's enter the solo draft. All right, so the first pick is going to be Tennessee Titans. If I am Tennessee, I'm calling up a retarded team like the Jets, and I'm like, hey, you want the first pick? I'm gonna go get Cam Ward. Here, give me 3 first-round picks, and then I'm gonna let the Jets move up and screw up their franchise. Not that Cam Ward's bad. He is not worth the first pick. He's just fucking not. Trust me, I know he's not. I'll give you my evaluation of him in a little bit. But if I'm Tennessee, to be honest with you, I'm gonna go grab the best player in the draft. There's 2 of them I think that are really good. I think they could use an edge, in which Abdul Carter to me would be the best first pick here. I don't think there's a player that's really worthy of the first pick in this year. There's not a real dominant player. There's a lot of good players. Last year was kind of similar, where there was a lot of good players, but no one real dominant. I'm not the biggest. I'm against the grain here. I'm not a huge fan of Travis Hunter. I'm not a huge fan of Cam Ward. I think McMillan would be a second-round pick in any other draft. To be honest, I don't think he's that good. But I mean, he's big and strong, but he's not fast. He's not fast. He's kind of like a poor man's, who's the guy from the fucking Falcons? I forget his name. He's like a poor man's big receiver. He's not Megatron or anything like that. I've seen him. He doesn't look very fast. Not that he's not a good player. He's probably a great player, but there's just a lot of hyped players in this draft. There's a lot of under-hyped players in this draft, so I'll try to kind of mention those later. But going with the Browns, if I'm the Browns, I'm going to grab Cam Ward. The reason for that is Cam Ward, I think, will flourish in it with a team that's already got a lot of talent. They've got a good offensive line. They've got a very good defense. They got a great coach. So I think the Browns are in a really good spot to grab someone like Ward, who's a very good player. Not, and in my opinion, he's not elite. I don't think he does anything special. He's got a gun. He's not overly accurate. He makes a lot of questionable throws. He doesn't drop back to pass. He walks backwards when he gets the ball. He plays very nonchalant. He's kind of got an ego. I don't hate him as a player. He's made some spectacular plays, but he makes a lot of plays or he's done a lot of plays in the NCAA where it probably would not fly in the NFL, in my opinion. He makes a lot of close throws. He relies on his arm strength a lot, and I think that was Caleb Williams' issue for a little bit last year. I also think they both have egos. Cameron Ward's already talking about, you're going to regret if you don't get me. I don't think his ceiling's that high. I think his floor's high and his ceiling's low. So I think within like the first couple of years you see a Cameron Ward, you're not going to see him get much better after that. To be honest, I just don't. I don't see it. He's not fast. He doesn't do anything special. He does 2 out of the 3 things as a quarterback you need him to do pretty good. I don't think he's that special. He just has a very good arm. He's kind of like, he's basically a poor man's Caleb Williams who was not mobile. He's not as good as Caleb Williams, and he can't run. Why is he the first pick? I don't even know why he's the second pick here. He just kind of makes sense with the Browns. But I'm telling you right now, Cam Ward will be the first pick of this draft, and Tennessee will probably regret it. He might do good off the bat, but once he gets figured out and they get tape on him, Cam Ward's going to struggle. I'm not even sure if he's going to be great right off the bat. Like I said, I'm not overly low on him, but I am not as high as most people are on him. I think he's kind of one of those trendy pick the Cam Ward first guy. I mean, I don't know. Not the biggest. I would not put my franchise on him personally, but I think he's a good fit here. Like, I wouldn't mind grabbing him here, but I would also get a backup plan personally. Like I said, he could be great here. He could fit well here. He could be a guy that wins just some games here and there. But I don't think he's a game-changing face of the franchise guy. I just don't. And another thing, if I'm the Browns, I do trade out of this pick. If I'm the Browns or the Titans, I absolutely trade out of this pick. Trade to one of the New York teams. They're both stupid. Don't go grab those guys and let them fail. But anyways, the Giants. If I am the Giants, I know they need a quarterback. I would grab Sanders. Again, it's a decent fit because they got a good head coach and they do need a quarterback, so you may as well just take a chance on the guy. I think the Giants and the Browns are in a situation where they can take chances on quarterbacks. If they don't work, they got to move on. I don't see both of these guys being stars. I see maybe Sanders will be the better NFL quarterback in my opinion in the long run. Sanders is not Jaden Daniels. He's just not. Sorry. I think both of these guys are poor man's versions of the guys that were drafted at the top last year, and they're not even close. They're about half the player. They're literally about half the player than the two guys that were picked first. I would take Caleb Williams over both of these guys, and I don't even like Caleb Williams that much. So I'm not a big fan of either one of those. But Sanders has the potential to be very good. He's got the potential is there. The potential is there. In fact, I probably should change it. I probably should put Sanders at one and then Ward down. You can switch either one of those guys. You can switch them. But if I'm a GM of these teams, I'm trading down. I'm absolutely trading out of those picks. I'm absolutely 100% trading out of the picks. I don't think there's a ton of difference between Shedeur Sanders or Cameron Ward and the guys that are rated a little bit lower. I honestly don't. I don't. I think those two guys have better physical abilities. Other than that, that's about it. So if I'm the Patriots, wide receiver, edge, guard, tackle, corner, I'd have a really hard time pulling the trigger on Travis Hunter, to be honest with you. I'd have a hard time pulling the trigger on that. I personally, I would grab Will Campbell. I think he's a very good offensive lineman. I think the Patriots need to build from the inside out. I think all these teams need to build from the inside out. And I would personally grab Will Campbell. I don't think that Travis Hunter is worth going all that high, but who freaking knows? He dominated college, but he's just so thin. And I think he's going to have personal issues. I don't like his girlfriend much. I know that sounds weird, but it is what it is. I think he's very distracted off the field, and I think he's going to be a distraction in the locker room. I think he's a little immature, but he hasn't caused any trouble. But if I'm running a football team, I want professionals, not superstars that think that everything's owed to them. And the problem is 1 and 2, those two guys are like that. These two guys think their world's going to revolve around them. That's my issue with them. There's not much humility with them that I've seen. The guys with humility and the hard workers seem to work out. Look at last year. Look at Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels was significantly better in his rookie year, and the guy all he does is watch film and work. Caleb Williams is painting his nails and going on podcasts and shit. There's a big difference. There's a fucking big difference. Anyway, the Jaguars, guard, corner, defensive tackle. I'm going to go Mason Graham here if I'm them. Just grab Mason Graham. He's a pro. He's got to come in and play good right off the bat. And you've solidified your defense with him. He's incredible. He's kind of compact. His motor doesn't stop. He's a hard worker. That guy. If you like, they're kind of in a situation where they need to kind of start putting leaders, in on that team. And I think he's someone to fit that bill. Plus, they've got 44 Walker on the outside. I mean, they're doing really good. And they've got Josh Allen on the other side. I think he changed his name, but he was Josh Allen, the linebacker, the pass rusher. So that you put him in there, you've got a nice front. So I think the front seven is very important on defense. So anyway, let's move on. The Raiders. If I'm the Raiders, I'm going to grab JT. I'm going to grab JT here, 5'9", 220. He kind of gives them that kind of edge the Raiders kind of need to get back. And like I said, I don't think this draft has too many quarterbacks you move up for. I love Will Campbell, I think is his name. But I'm not going to draft him overly high on this one like I did the last one. Will Howard. He's my favorite quarterback out of this draft. I think he's going to absolutely ascend. in this draft, and we'll see how that works out. But as of right now, if he stays where he's at, and there's things that I'm missing, because everything I'm seeing from him, he's the best quarterback out of this draft, and it's not even all that close. Unless there's something that I'm missing, which there might be. I'm not a pro. I don't have film. I've never entered. I think the interviews are important. I don't know why he's not rated higher. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's got a better arm, he makes all the throws. He absolutely tore up the fucking college playoffs. I don't understand why Will Howard is not higher, but we'll see how that goes. So as of right now, I'm going to trust the quote-unquote pros and leave Will Howard out of overdrafting him here, because I know I did on the last one, but I am higher on him than any other quarterback in the draft, but that's my opinion. But anyway, the Jets, quarterback to defensive tackle, they need an edge, offensive line, corner. My favorite player out of this draft right now is Michael Williams. He's one of my favorite players out of the draft. He's really good. I would consider him there. They need defensive tackle. They need offensive line. I think they're going to lose a guard, and I think this guy can play both. I don't like putting offensive line like tackles at guard, but I would grab Banks here, and I would grab Banks if I were them. Just start building with your offensive line. I know they're going to want to get a quarterback. My opinion, if I'm one of the top 2 or 3 teams, I absolutely call the Jets and get whatever the fuck I want. Because the Jets are dumb enough to move up to go get one of those 2 guys. I just think they are. Anyway. Not to bash the Jets. The Jet fans love their team. The Jet fans fucking deserve better, but I mean, the Jets are just a fucking dumb organization. They just make the dumbest fucking moves. And it's Dolphins too. Any organization that tries to win free agency is doomed for failure. Sorry, they're doomed for fucking failure. If you need to put your resources, your money, and your investments in your player development in the NFL, because the players in the NFL, most of them are not coming out ready for the NFL. They're not coming out ready. There's not 4 or 5 years ago, players were coming out completely ready and doing really well. But now that they're being paid, they're not coming in ready because coaches have to kiss their ass, because if not, they'll fucking leave. So the college football's gotten soft. It sucks now, and the players aren't coming in ready. So now you have to come in and you actually have to develop the players that are coming in. If they'll fucking listen, because they're already coming in as millionaires. It's a fucking disaster what they've done in college football. It's a fucking disaster. I don't mind people making money, but I mind when they're being paid $3 million to go from one college to another. That's just ridiculous. Anyway, my pick ain't changing for them. Are they a safety, center, corner? I'm grabbing the best player available, Michael Williams. Michael Williams should be up here. He really should be. He should be up here. I wouldn't mind seeing Williams at the Raiders. Michael, also Jalon Walker. Jalon Walker is one of the best players in this draft. But anyway, so the Saints need an edge, tackle, guard, receiver, quarterback. Can you play both? He's a right tackle, yeah. I would grab him. I like Tyler Booker a lot, but I think they need a little bit more variety on their offensive line. I would grab M'Boue if I'm them. He's good. I like him a lot, so I think that'd be a nice pick for the Saints going building that line. The Bears, guard, edge, center, defensive tackle, offensive tackle. So guard and edge. Pierce. Depends on how much they like Pierce. You've got a good tight end. They need an actual guard. I'm going to grab Booker for them. Tyler Booker. I know I've been putting him to the Dolphins, but if they need a guard, they want to protect Caleb Williams kind of from himself a little bit until he gets humbled. Not to say that Caleb Williams is bad. I think he's smart. I think he knows the game. I think he's got a little bit of a... He's just got a little bit of a I'm better than everybody else attitude. But I think that's going to settle over time. I liked a lot of things that I saw from Caleb Williams last year. And I don't think that the Bears are going to regret picking him number 1. From what I'm seeing now, I don't think they're going to regret it. I think they're going to regret not taking Jaden Daniels over him, which I said that last year. But anyway, I would grab Booker, Tyler Booker. He's a pure guard. If they want to go grab a running back to complement Caleb Williams a little later, and I think DeAndre Swift is there. But yeah, they can grab him, and I think that'll be fine. Chicago's in the mold of just kind of putting great players in that organization. They've kind of almost got everything put together that they need. They just need more experience from the quarterback and just keep building. I think Chicago's going to be, they're going to be a very good team in the near future. 49ers are kind of on the back end of being good, and they're kind of starting to rebuild again a little bit. Guard, corner, edge, linebacker. I know this guy's not going to drop. I know he's not going to keep. I think San Fran grabs Travis Hunter. I think that's a great fit for him. Travis Hunter, I think, needs a good coach. I still love their coach, 49ers coach Schottenheimer. I love their coach. I think they're going to lose Deebo Samuel, and I think Travis Hunter can start to kind of fill that role a little bit on offense, and I think he can play on defense. San Fran's a team where Travis Hunter can play both. He can play, 20% of the snaps on offense, 20%, the other 20% of his snaps on defense, and I think you'll get the most out of him that way, especially on a team like this, where, again, like I've always put great teams with Philadelphia, great players of Philadelphia, who have a lot of talent, but don't have to be the number one guy right away. I think Travis Hunter fits that because I do think he's a project. I don't think he's a plug and play number one. He's going to be a star right off the bat. I do not think that's going to happen. I think ability wise, if you get him with the right coach, he will be fucking awesome. He'll be a star. I think San Fran will be a nice. It's a nice fit there for him. All right, Dallas. What the fuck don't they need? Running back, receiver, defensive tackle, corner, linebacker. If I am Dallas, I have a major piece that I can move. I have a major piece that I can move and get some things back because we're rebuilding. If I am Dallas, I put Micah Parsons on the trade block. He doesn't want to be there anyway, I can tell. And I would absolutely grab Jalon Walker to kind of take that spot. He can kind of do everything. He can put his hand on the ground. He can rush standing up. He can play middle linebacker. He can literally do everything. He's going to be a top 20 defensive player right off the bat out of the gate. He's going to be one of the best players in the NFL as far as defensively. Right when he comes out of college, he is awesome. He's very, very good. And I think Dallas gets a steal, and I think it would behoove them to trade Micah Parsons while he still has value and just move on from that guy. Not that he's bad or not that he needs to be moved on from. I just don't think he wants to be there. I think he just wants to go to another team. And anyway, let's move on. The Dolphins guard, offensive tackle. I know what they need, safety edge. Man, there's a lot of guys a lot of ways you can go here. I'm going to be honest. I love offensive linemen. I was reading this guy here. He is once projected the top lineman in the draft. Saw his season cut short by a knee injury. Despite a setback, he's declared for the draft as a potential early round pick. I think he'd be great here. And he's very, very good when he's healthy. He just seemed to have a big injury. If I evaluate him, I'm assuming he'll be healthy coming into the season. If I'm the Dolphins, I grab Josh Simmons, who is considered probably, if he's as good as they're saying he is, probably should have been picked up here. So I think you get a lot of value of a Simmons. He does have a very good size. It looks like he can play guard or tackle, and yeah, he probably can put some weight on too. He can go up to about 320, 325 and still be fine. But I would grab an offensive lineman who can kind of do a little bit of everything, who's got a lot of potential. And it looks to me like he's going to be slipping in the draft as far as value. And you're grabbing a good value here. I think the Dolphins will be set there for a little while with Simmons. Anyway, the Colts. Tight end, safety, corner. On the Colts, I'm grabbing Starks. I think Starks is he's a plug-and-play player. I don't think he's elite. I don't think he's the best safety that's come out in a long time or anything like that, but I think he's the best player at a position of need that's in the draft. He's very good for what's available. Like I said, I don't think this draft's all that good, but I think he'd be a nice player sitting right there for him. The Falcons, corner, edge, safety. I don't like James Pierce, that's why I keep passing on him. I think you guys are probably looking at that. I'm not a big fan of Pierce. Yeah, I would grab another receiver, and this is a guy I think what I would grab. He'd be a nice compliment to what they have over there. I don't remember. Drake London. Big London's the guy I was referring to. I think it was this guy here. He's kind of like a poor man's Drake London, which is, I don't know if it's worth picking that high. But anyway, the Cardinals. Edge, guard, wide receiver, defensive tackle. Linebacker. Wide receiver. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really high on this guy. I would grab him. He was a teammate of Harrison. You put him on the other side. Got two big, athletic receivers. You can go grab those other positions later. There's nothing special there right now. I don't think this guy's all that great. I've seen him play. He's small and he looks slow to me. This guy's one of those. He's a project. I don't think that the Cardinals are in a position to be picking projects. But there's certain teams here that are. But anyway, the Bengals need corner guard. I know they're gonna. I don't know if they need a receiver, but corner guard. A lot of people need guards. Tackle tight end. Oh, I'm grabbing Will Johnson here. Will Johnson, fuck, how did he drop? So, why did I have him drop? God damn, if he dropped to the Dolphins, I would highly consider grabbing him to the Dolphins. I haven't even overlooked him. I think Miami desperately needs better depth at corner. They desperately need it. Offensive line's not a bad. I'm so focused on the Dolphins getting offensive linemen. That's my favorite team, and I think they desperately need to bolster their line. But it would not piss me off if Will Johnson dropped and Miami grabbed him. I like his size. He's physical. I just think he would fit the Dolphins or the Bengals very well. Seattle. Seattle Seahawks. If I'm the Seahawks, another thing I'm doing is I'm dangling out DK Metcalf. I'm just gonna dangle him out there, see what I can get. And you try to grab a first-round pick or a good young player or something like that out of it. And then I would grab McMillan there or someone else. I would grab the guy from... Actually, I don't even know if I'd pick a receiver here if I were them, but I would definitely put him on the trade block. There's not really any offensive linemen to grab here. They need edge. One of my favorite edge players in this draft is Mike Green. I think he's extremely polished. When I was watching him at the Senior Bowl, he was very, very polished. He looked like a pro playing against college players. Not that he was overly dominant. It was more of his technique. I looked at him, I'm like, oh, that guy's going to be... Because he's going to go in the NFL and at least contribute, if not do pretty well. So, if I'm Seattle, I'm very, very happy to get Mike Green here. And I'm running that card up. I forgot about him too, actually. He's very good. He's one of those players that are underrated in this draft. Very underrated. So I'm going to divide him. All right, Tampa Bay, edge, linebacker, corner. I'm going to grab Pierce here because I think he can play linebacker. I think he's going to be... if he's fast, I'm assuming he runs like a 4.4 40. If he's fast, he doesn't look overly quick, but if he's fast, he's got 7.10 to be pretty fast. I grab him with the thought of putting him anywhere along the front seven, edge or linebacker. Like I said, if he's fast, I would take his hand off the ground. He's long, he's got good size, he doesn't have to put a ton of size on, and I would almost make him like a coverage, like how I play on my Madden games. I'll make him a coverage linebacker who can blitz through gaps and things like that. I think that's where he would fit really well. He can put his hands up, he can block balls down. I think he might have major problems. If he's fast enough, he can cover tight ends and stuff. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Chop Robinson. But Chop Robinson is more of a pass rusher than Pierce. Pierce seems to be. I think Pierce needs to be, his game needs to be completely retuned. I think he needs to get a good coach who knows defense, like where he's going to be going here. And I think that his athletic ability, you can kind of make a position for him. So I think Tampa Bay would be a really good spot because he's a little bit of a project. And I do think that he's not a full-time pass rusher. I think he can kind of do a little bit of everything, but he's got to focus on the, coverages and tackling and things like that. I think you can make him a very, very well-rounded outside linebacker. Very well-rounded. I don't think he'll thrive as a pure edge. I just don't. I don't think he's got the explosiveness and strength and everything for it. I don't see it. Anyway, The Broncos. If I'm the Broncos, I'm grabbing McMillan. I'm just going to go grab McMillan. I'm just going to pull it up there. He's got the potential to be really good. He's got a great offensive coach. He's got a really good quarterback. He's 6'5". He doesn't have to be the main guy. They've got another smaller, fast guy there when they drafted last year out of Oregon, Franklin. I just think McMillan will be a really, really good fit with a really good, legendary offensive coach and on a team who's kind of on the rise. I think that's where he would fit really well, a place like that. All right, Steelers. If I'm the Steelers and I'm starting all over again, like this, I'm grabbing Will Howard right here. I think Will Howard will be an absolute steal here, and I think that Will Howard will flourish with this coaching staff. And I think he seems like a Pittsburgh Steeler to me. He seems like a guy who can come in, fit that franchise. Fit the franchise and come in and play right away. I think he is the only plug and play quarterback in this draft. I think he's the only one. I think he'll be the most consistent guy. I said this about Bo Nix. I said this about Jaden Daniels. He's going to be the consistent player. That's what I said about Bo Nix. The thing with him, he reminds me of Bo Nix a little bit, but he's got better ability. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's got a better arm. He reminds me of Bo Nix, and how Bo Nix kind of went from one team to another and just worked on his craft and became better. Will Howard is exactly what he's done. He was at, where was he at? Kentucky first or something like that? And then he transferred over to Ohio State and became the starter, and he was a star. He was a star. There's no reason a franchise like the Steelers should pass up on him. There's no reason. If I'm them, I'm running the card up, and I'm saying we got the best quarterback out of this draft. Out of fucking steal. Now, Shedeur Sanders Shedeur Sanders is the one player that could be an absolute star. From what I'm seeing, he could be, but I don't think he will be. I think Will Howard's going to be the surprise. All right, Chargers, corner, defensive tackle. All right, well, I mean, if that's the case, I don't know how good this guy is. I've watched him. He doesn't seem special to me. Yeah, he doesn't seem special to me. He is coming off of injury. I would stay the fuck away from that guy. I'm grabbing Harmon if I'm them. I'm grabbing Harmon. He's plug and play. He's literally a plug and play. You can put him in. I don't know if he'll be dominant, but he's good. He could be a starter for you. He's really good. And with that coach. And I think he can play. Look at his size here. I think he can play. Yeah, because if they're going to 34, he's probably going to play defensive end at a 34 defense. That's probably what he'll play. Being 6'5", 310 pounds, he can probably take up 2 gaps. I think he'll be fine there. Hell, fucking trim him down fucking 30 pounds. He can be a stand-up edge rusher. That won't happen, but... Anyway, Green Bay. All right, so Green Bay. Corner, edge, wide receiver, defensive tackle, offensive center. I tend to go a little bit off the cuff with the Packers, but if I'm the Packers, I'm just going to grab Benjamin Morrison. I like him a lot, actually, the corner out of Notre Dame. He looks bigger than this when you watch him on film. He's always bigger than the guy he's going against. He seems to be a really smart corner. I like him a lot, actually. I think I had him going to the Steelers on my last one, but I like him a lot. Benjamin Morrison would be a great... If he dropped down to the Packers, they would be happy with him. Or if I'm the Packers, I'm grabbing one of these tight ends or something like that. The Vikings. Corner, edge, wide... Jesus Christ, we need the same fucking thing. Wide receiver, defensive... They need a receiver? Defensive tackle, Tyreek Williams. I like him a lot. He's very, very big. I don't know how much he'll fit in that defense. Did they win 34 now? Anyway, I'm grabbing Tyreek Williams if I'm Walter Nolan. Did they win a 34 or 43? All right, let's grab Williams. I don't think it matters. Here's the draft. Tyreek Williams. Let's go. Texans, corner, defensive tackle. They run a 43. They need a guard. Oh, if I'm the Texans, I'm grabbing this guy. I'm sorry, grabbing this guy, though. Another guy that I love. Right here. Great Zabel. Boom. They can play both. He's going to be the steal of the first round if you grab him this low. He'll be the steal. Guy's awesome. Guy's awesome. Physically not the most gifted guy in the world, but that fucker works his ass off. He works his ass off, and he's a great fit for a team like this who's establishing their identity. He's a plug-and-play great fit. He doesn't have to be the star off the bat. He's got to be a good, solid player. And I think he'll be everything they want from him and more. I think he's going to be very, very good. Anyway, the Rams. Linebacker, tackle, corner, wide receiver, quarterback. Yeah, he doesn't seem like... he seems like a fucking... damn it. You know what? I'm going to grab Warren here for them. I'll tell you why. They're going to lose a really good receiver. They can always get a good receiver later. They can grab some of these offensive linemen. They can grab them later as well. And I think Tyler Warren's a really, really good talent that's kind of dropped into their lap that they can give Stafford another guy to throw it to because he's a good veteran quarterback. But Stafford's a good veteran quarterback. And the Rams went pretty deep in the playoffs. I think Tyler Warren would really, really give them another weapon. I don't know if he'll be the starter for them. I don't remember who they have there. But I think Tyler Warren would be a great fit with the Rams. All right, so the Ravens. I don't know what they need. I don't know who they're going to be letting go or whatever. Tackle, corner, guard, Jesus Christ. Do they need a linebacker that bad? Because this guy's good. 6'3", 244, yeah. If they need a linebacker, I'm grabbing Jahad Campbell. I think that's his name. He's really good. I like him a lot, actually. He's very, very good. He's worthy of a first-round pick, and I think that if they need a linebacker, he fits the size and everything of a 34 linebacker, so we'll stick him there. All right, Detroit Lions. If I'm the Lions, they just need to put good players in that. They just need to keep stacking up good players. I want to grab Rebel, but oof, God, I don't know. There's no other fucking corners really that I can see. There might be other ones that I don't know about, but I don't think they need a receiver this early. I just do not think they need a receiver this early. Excels in zone blocking, which I think they do. Yeah, let's grab this guy from Minnesota. Seems like they'll fit them. I think they have linemen they can put inside and put him outside or whatever. I think they need better linemen too. I would not be opposed to drafting a quarterback here as one that needs like that's like a potential or something. At least later on, I think they need to draft like the replacement or at least a future backup or something. Anyway, Commanders. Tackle, receiver, edge, corner, linebacker. Who knows if they need all that shit. If they need a tackle, just go grab Cameron Williams. Just grab him. I think that if his footwork and everything like that needs that kind of that attention, I think that with that division, they have room to kind of have him grow. I don't think that division's all that strong, and I think Williams would be really good to grab there, just with the potential and the size alone. Would be really nice fit there. You can put on probably 5-10 pounds with him, no problem. All right, Buffalo, corner, safety, edge, wide receiver. If I'm Buffalo, I'm going to take a chance on Rebel. If he's that gifted, he'll be a #1 receiver. If he's not, he can at least be a role player in that defense. That defense is already established, and they can just kind of plug him in and let him learn there. He'll kind of get lost in the shuffle, which he kind of probably needs, especially if he's coming off an injury. And Buffalo's one of those teams they just win anyway, so they can be patient with him if his injury kind of bleeds over into the season. So I would grab Rebel here. He probably, from what I understand, he'll go earlier, but we'll see. Defensive tackle, guard, receiver, offensive tackle, tight end. All right, tight end. If they need a tight, just grab Colt Loveland. Just go grab him, take over for what's-his-face. You got your fucking tight end. Easy pick. Philadelphia. Tackle, defensive tackle. Hey, defensive tackle. Jesus Christ. Guard, offensive line, tight end, wide receiver. Do they really need a fucking defensive tackle? If they need defensive tackle, I would just grab Grant here, but I don't know if they do or not. But anyway, that's my draft. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Like I said, I don't like... Not a big fan of this draft. Just not. I think there's a lot of maybe contributors, some starters in this draft as far as the first round goes. There's probably some gems I don't know about. I don't know if the top of this draft's special. I don't think that it is. I think there's some underrated players. Michael Williams, Mimbo is underrated. Jalen Walker, if he goes here, would be a spectacular move for them. He might be the best football player in the draft, actually. As far as actual football player, I actually like him over Carter. Carter's very good. He's very physically gifted and he's fast, but Jalen Walker's a fucking baller. I love this guy here. Burden seems to be really, really good. I haven't seen too much of him, but he seems to be really good. Will Johnson, I love. I've seen him. Mike Green's very underrated. This guy's overrated. Will Howard's underrated. This is probably... This might be the best mock draft I've done with this year so far, but like I said, in reality, if I'm the Browns, I'm trading out to that pick. And the only reason I'm taking Cam Ward is just out of a need. It's the only reason I would take him. Only reason I would take him is out of need and maybe trade him later. Hopefully he works out. I don't know if he would. I hate his drop back. I hate his cockiness. I just do not like he's talking shit already. I saw nothing. I literally thought he was someone you could maybe take a chance on the second round and get like kind of a steal. That's where I had him rated. And now all of a sudden he's rated the first pick of the draft. I don't see it. Shedeur Sanders, same thing. I thought you would get him maybe end of the first round, early second round. I don't see any quarterback here that's worth a really high pick, except I think Will Howard might be the guy out of this draft. I really do. He could suck too. I also loved, you know, I don't hit on everything. I love the guy out of Tennessee right now. I thought that guy would be really good, but I thought his potential was high. I should say that. I wasn't sure how great he would be, but I thought he had a really high ceiling, which I think Howard has a high ceiling. If you don't know anything about him, he's 6'4", 236. He can run. He makes NFL throws. There's literally throws, if you watch highlights of him, there's throws where he throws the ball and it leaves the screen that this camera can't even keep up with it. He's got an absolute fucking cannon, this guy. These guys don't have that. Cameron Ward's got a good, solid NFL arm. He doesn't have a special arm, in my opinion. Shedeur Sanders, his balls are they're catchable. His balls are catchable. He throws a very catchable ball. He doesn't have a gun. He just doesn't. He's got not a weak arm, but he doesn't throw the ball a lot of velocity. This guy will fucking throw it through 3 defenders right in your hands. That's the difference. So like I said, evaluating this draft, I would kind of say the Patriots, Panthers, Cowboys, Dolphins, but all win. 49ers have a very talented guy dropping to them. Those guys would all win this draft. Everyone else is, who knows. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you on the next one.